Oh, my goodness. It's week 5 of the NFL season, and Hit Sticks is back here from the Star in Frisco alongside Isaiah Stanback and Barry Church. I'm Kyle Yeomans. We continue to mesh Madden 22 and the Cowboys season. That's off to a pretty hot start.
Oh, yeah.
How do they slow down and how do they take advantage of NFC East foe, the New York Giants, coming to town right here on Hit Sticks? So the Cowboys are 3-1, but they have a sneaky test on the docket this Sunday as the New York Giants come to town. And one of the reasons they are a sneaky test is because of that man right there. Daniel Jones had a career-high 402 passing yards last week. And Barry Church, he's the team's leading rusher. So how do the Cowboys combat that defensively?
Yeah, this guy is the team's leading rusher out there. He seems to have been coming along these past couple weeks. But I'm not overly concerned with Daniel Jones escaping the pocket and getting loose with his legs. And I don't think the Cowboys are as well. Because, look, I mean, we went against guys like Jalen Hurts. We went against guys like Herbert who have more experience in escaping the pocket. So right now, I think they're not too concerned about Jones, but they will not sleep on this guy, just like me. I'm not sleeping on this guy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spread out my defensive line. I'm going to go ahead, hit the button, spread them out a little bit so they're in those wide nines. If you see both of my defensive ends out there, Randy Gregory, and I believe on the other side is Dorrance Armstrong, those guys are in wide nine techniques. They're in those places so they can keep Daniel Jones contained, make him play from the pocket. If we make him play from the pocket, we know this guy is known for throwing interceptions and giving the ball away. So if we make him a pocket passer, I think we can get the best out of him and this defense.
All right, we're going to see what you do. We know this dude can extend plays, so let's see if you can bottle him up a little bit, DC.
Let's see what you got.
And let's see what's popping.
Oh, just missed by Keanu Neal right there.
Yeah, and that's something that you guys have to be concerned about. That's one thing about Daniel Jones. You can bottle him up, but if you give him time in the pocket, he will pick you apart. All right, he has the ability to do that. He has the personnel to be able to do that as well. So we have to make sure that we're playing our coverages as well. So you do a good job of getting your guys in a wide nine technique and keeping him bottled up. He doesn't have any exits. As he sits right here, he doesn't have an edge. If he try to get outside, the right defensive end is going to make sure that he gets upfield so he has no exit. The left defensive end, he has Parsons out there in Gregory. There's no way out. It's not what you want. So what does he do? He sits back here because he has time. That's the disadvantage to running those wide nines. There's a lot of time back there in the pocket, and it allows for us to sneak by on the second level with here the Giants and get that completion. We were playing zone there. Time, zones, equal opportunities.
And that's exactly where I sent Parsons on a blitz. Somebody got to win on one-on-one right there. There's 5 one-on-ones along that defensive line and that offensive line, 5 one-on-ones right there. Somebody has got to win there. You got to get a pressure on somebody. You can't let Daniel Jones sit back in the pocket and have all day back there to throw the ball, because these are guys that are in the NFL. They're paid to play the game, and this guy sat back there, had all day, and he was able to pick apart our defense.
So the Cowboys on the offensive side of the football have had a lot of success through the first 4 weeks of the season. They look to continue that in week 5 against the New York Giants, and they're going to have to go up against a defense, Isaiah, that has not had a whole lot of success. However, you still got to find a way to exploit them and their weaknesses.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys haven't had a lot of collective success as a unit, so we have a decision to make. You know, we feel like we have the advantage running the ball, but we also feel like we have the advantage throwing the ball. So do we take the approach where we're run heavy, or do we take the week 1 approach that we had against Tampa, where we go out there and throw the ball 50-plus times? So we have to make a decision here as an offense. I think that we can establish a run, but I like to exploit this secondary just like Kellen Moore probably does.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And this defense has struggled. They struggled a lot this season so far. So what the Giants are going to try to do, they're going to try their best to kind of cover up their weaknesses, hide their weaknesses out there. And what they're going to do is they're going to show blitz looks. They're going to show blitz looks, back off of them, back off and actually do blitz. They're going to try to disguise and confuse Dak Prescott. Don't know how good it's going to be, but we'll see what happens right here.
All right, let's see what we got. We got good old 3-by-1 set here. 3 receivers to the left. We got Schultzenegger over here on the right-hand side along with Zeke. Let's see what we got.
Oh.
All right, I'm a little delayed on my delivery here, but I'm gonna show you guys where all these seams and gaps are. A lot of holes in this secondary, especially if they want to go too high. is not the look that they want to do. No matter what team we face this year, they're going to struggle trying to stop all of our weapons. So that's the reason why I loaded this side up over here on the left-hand side. We have a lot of speed over here. We got CD, we got Coop, and we got Ced Wilson. That might be some of the fastest trio in the league right now. We obviously got Gallup. He's coming back, right? But right now, Ced's in the way. So here, you snap the ball. You got to see they roll down the sink from double safety down to single high. You see that safety on the right side rolling down. Okay, that means that the safety up on our top left here has to stick CD man to man, and that's just not something that he can do. All right, so as I should have hit the hole right there where there's a big gap, but I saw my man's running out there.
Riding in the weeds.
BC riding in the weeds. So I waited a little bit longer. I waited for him to come out the backside. Boom. Now all of a sudden he's against his single high safety, and no safety should be able to play man to man against CD, Coop, or Ced. So I'll take that win all day. But let's take a look at it from another angle, and I will let my man BC tell y'all what he was seeing.
Yeah, defensively right here, I talked about it earlier, how we were going to disguise, trying to get Dak Prescott to hold the ball a little bit longer than he wants to. So right here, we're in a 2-shell high right here, disguising kind of a cover 2 look, maybe even a 2-man look. And I got my linebacker Crowder right here running around, trying to disguise, not knowing exactly where he's going to be. So if we snap the ball right here, you see on that safety on the left-hand side, Jabril Peppers, he walks down into that cover 3 look. And he's concerned with the flat, and he's concerned with the curl route. But there's nothing over there developing, so he's able to sink a little bit. As you see me at the Crowder at the linebacker position, I'm weak side linebacker. My main concern is that number 3 coming all the way back across the field. I got to try to match him, and that's not a great matchup. When you got a linebacker versus CeeDee Lamb, that is not a great matchup there. So he's going to rely on that corner who has the deep third on that left side to try to help him out. So if we run it a little bit more, we've made Dak Prescott hold the ball a little bit, but nobody up front was winning. Our offensive line has been stagnant against the rush right now. Nobody was winning. It gave Dak Prescott time to find CeeDee Lamb on the other side of the field. That's a win for the Dallas Cowboys.
So the Giants had a little success earlier in the episode as Isaiah was able to avoid the pressure from Barry Church up the middle in that offensive line, was able to protect Daniel Jones. But what about Saquon Barkley? Hasn't had the start to the season that you would expect from a former All-Pro back, but Barkley coming off of the knee injury a year ago, slowly getting back to form, and he was able to achieve that last week, Barry, as a wide receiver against the Saints.
Yeah, this guy is extremely explosive. When it comes to the run and the pass, he has all the tools you want as a running back, as a 3-down running back. So we definitely cannot sleep on Saquon Barkley out here. But Dan Quinn has done an amazing job so far this year of confusing quarterbacks. We saw the example of it last week against the Carolina Panthers and Sam Darnold, where he kind of showed a zero coverage, but then they backed off into a zone, and that's when Trayvon Diggs was able to get his first interception out there. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to play a little bit of a fire zone because I believe we can confuse Sam Darnold. And even if they try to get the ball to Saquon Barkley, who knows who's going to be there? It might be Diggs, it might be Parsons, it might be Keanu Neal. We're going to try to confuse him. I think that's where we can get the best out of our defense, and we can confuse Daniel Jones, and try to get him to throw us one. Let's see what happens out here.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do.
Put a little razzle-dazzle on it.
You spoke to trying to respect, Saquon Barkley. That's something that you have to do. Because there's a dude by the name of Jason Garrett that happens to be the offensive coordinator out there. And Jason Garrett likes to go through the drive-through. When he goes through the drive-through, he wants to select them in number 1. And number 1 is McNasty.
McNasty.
And Saquon Barkley he's McNasty. So you have to respect him. You better identify him and recognize where he's at. Last week he killed the Saints on a go route. Killed him, touchdown, easy points. He broke some tackles. That's what he does. So you need to acknowledge where he's at on the field at all times, whether he's split out wide or in the backfield. Let's see if you're ready to handle him.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo!
I hope we don't see this Daniel Jones on Sunday, because right now he is cooking my defense. Take us through this real quick, Isaiah.
Absolutely. So, again, being able to acknowledge where the threats are. Every team that you play in this league is going to have some guys that make plays. That's what they get paid to do. So what you see right here is you see a single high safety. As soon as you see a single high safety, I, as a quarterback, am going to be looking to see what my options are. I have a mesh route going, so I have a lot of guys crossing the middle of this defense right now, which is going to give me options to sit in those holes. As well as that, I have an opportunity, as soon as that single high safety is present, to get my running back out on a wheel route, right? Because he's going to be man-to-man either with an inside leverage against a cornerback, or he's going to have a safety or a linebacker trying to carry him. So as you guys see here, I snap the ball, boom. All right, we got things rolling. He's coming out the backfield. The first person that picks him up is a linebacker. All right, you guys see Saquon right there. Linebacker picks him up. All right, I need to get past that first level. So what do, Daniel Jones here? I slide out, buy him a little bit more time to get into that deep third, and then boom, here he goes. Opportunity against Diggs, get leverage. A lot of times, those opportunities come when our eyes are in the backfield. A lot of times.
Diggs right there.
You saw Diggs right there. Okay, so boom, I'll go ahead and reverse it out here so you guys can see Diggs. Whoop, whoop. Get on out here. All right, boom. So right here, as a defender, it's very easy to get your eyes inside. There's a lot of stuff going on inside there. You guys see all those routes coming. So imagine right here, boom, Diggs. And you can see here, he has 3, 4, 5 guys in there running routes. It's really easy to get drawn into that and kind of lose track of who's coming into your zone. So you guys see his eyes are in the backfield there, boom. Now all of a sudden, crap, he's on my toes. You guys see him break right here late? As soon as he gets within two yards of him, Saquon knows he has a chance. Daniel Jones knows he has a chance because it's going to take a little bit for Diggs to get his hips open. By the time he does that, it's too late. We can't get caught in this situation this weekend.
What's that old saying? If they're even, they're leaving.
They're leaving, absolutely.
Man, we cannot let that happen this afternoon. Daniel Jones has been dicing up my defense. Whew.
So the offense at the moment, Barry, is 3 for 3. Isaiah is tired of getting pushed around on this show like it was last week. So one more challenge for you defensively. Cowboys on the offensive side of the football have had a little bit of fun with that man right there. Connor McGovern as a fullback, and the running game has certainly benefited from having strong starts from Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard as well. How do they keep that momentum going against the Giants, and how can Connor McGovern be utilized as a fullback a little bit more?
I mean, Kellen Moore has been in his AKA bag, and by being in his bag, he has been pulling out all the stops. And as you see here, Connor McGovern, another big 6'6", is in the backfield, which he has shown. He's had a couple appearances this year, BC, and he has been very impactful whenever he's been present. If you're going to use somebody like that, you're going to use another lineman and put him in the backfield, then he needs to make sure that he's having an impact on the game, and he's been doing just that. So I want to present that other challenge to you, BC, and see if you can stop our run game when you see the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, and what New York's going to try to do here, they're going to try to pack the box. They see McGovern coming on in with his big butt. They're going to be like, look, man, we got to pack the box. So we got 8 defenders in the box right now.
We're
going to force the Dallas Cowboys to make a decision. Can you still run against the 8 box, or are you going to try to air it out? We'll see what happens. But right now, I'm getting worked as the DC. So hopefully this works out for your boy.
I'm going to tell you that you need more people. Because I'm going to CD across just to give me a little leverage. I don't like all those guys on that side of the field. So now you see I got 4 versus 4. I like it.
Like your odds, let's see.
Oh,
man. McGovern did get a solid block right there. And if it wasn't for me coming from the heavens up there at the safety to try to make a stop right there, Zeke will probably still be running to this point.
Yeah, that was a good job. I think you knew what was coming, so you had a little bit of an advantage. All right, but let's go ahead and take a look at my man's McGovern real quick if I can get back to him. Hit the flick of the joystick. All right, so McGovern's right here, and you see he has that middle linebacker in his sights. He's coming right downhill as we're coming with just a regular HB dive. Look at that hole open up. You see Biadasz go to the left side. He's going to try to kick that whole left side of the line out. We got Bid Martin. We know he can handle his own. Steele, he's been taking care of business. And Schultzenegger has his man right there. So it really comes down to this Mike linebacker and Ken McGovern get up to him. As he works his way up here, boom, he takes him on. Bam, man on man. But as my guy BC said, he came down from the heavens. Because we just had a conversation about it. But if he was not in that position, look at this hole that is present. We got options to the left. We got options right up the middle. And that, I bet you, in real life, Freaky Zeke is either going to hit stick him or he's going to shimmy shake him, and he's going to be to the house.
Yeah, in real life, as a safety, that is not what you want to see, because you're going to be back deep. You're going to be backpedaling just in case it is a pass. And when you see the gates open up like that, and you see Freaky Zeke coming up the middle, you know you're either in for a headache or broken ankles. So that is exactly what you do not want to see at the safety position. Great job by McGovern right there of kind of getting in the way of that linebacker, leaving holes for Zeke to pick and choose. That's what we want to see come Sunday.
Barry's got his head down because Isaiah Stanback had himself a little bit of a day here on Hit Sticks. And taking advantage of Barry 3 of 4 times on the sticks. And Barry, even on the last one where he had to blitz himself up the middle to save Zeke from going like 45 yards.
Don't take away from my one
to the
victory,
house.
all right? Don't take away from my one victory.
I'm sorry. All right, Isaiah's going to answer our fan question, giving away another copy of Madden NFL 22 because he had the touchdown early on. Now, Corpat55 on Twitter asked, the Cowboys have been aggressively taking what the defense has given them throughout the course of the first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
What are they going to do against the Giants in terms of the offensive side of the ball?
That's a really good question because I feel like we have the advantage in both sides. I feel like we can run the ball really well against this front, and I also feel like we can definitely take advantage of their secondary. So hopefully Kellen Moore brings a mixed bag, and it won't be as lopsided as we saw in week 1.
Hey, he's going to bring a mixed bag because he's been in his bag, deep in it through the first 4 weeks of the year. That's it for us here on Hit Sticks. For Barry Church, Isaiah Stanback, I'm Kyle Yeomans. We'll see you next week on DallasCowboys.com.